snuggle two St. Francis's by the sea. Do you guys know where we are right now? We are, correct. Well done. Now, when you come here every week, I walk up a really big darn hill, or I come in the other way. And there's some really curious things that we see on our way into this room. Anyone, any ideas?
A big hill.
A church. Who's at a church? Okay.
Traffic, 2 churches.
Traffic. 2 churches. Thank you. No, there are actually 2 churches. Good job. So, and it's very curious because one's an Episcopalian and the other is a Catholic church. And they are snuggled up right next to each other. And I'll pass this around in a minute. But if you also notice, there's an arch on our way in here. Over here. Do you guys ever go through that arch?
No.
Do you ever think about it? Okay. Half and half. Cool. You guys can pass that around. So in my life, I'm very curious, and I think about things all the time. And I saw that arch the first time I came in, and I'm like, what is that about? Those are all ruins out there of another site. The first St. Francis by the sea. Now, back in the early 1920s, about 100 years ago, a reverend decided to move here at the age of 47. He was living in New Zealand. And he said, hey, missus, let's move to this great new beach place in America. And I'm going to start a new congregation. And when he did that, he left half his children in New Zealand. His name was Reverend Clarkson. And when he got here, he was very charismatic, and he built a new congregation. And he also built the church. What was really, really interesting about this gentleman is that he also owned the land. And you didn't usually own land and have church on it, because things could go a little awry. And they did. He built this beautiful church right out there, you guys can see. In that picture that's going around is the original of what it looked like. Now, it was an Episcopalian congregation, and the whole city was like, this guy's awesome, we're going to his church. And then all of a sudden, he locked the doors. He wanted to get a divorce. Now, back in 1927, people were not getting divorces. This is not a normal thing, which I think a lot of you probably already know right now. But he owned the land, so he could do whatever he wanted. He locked the doors, and he said, all right, guys, chill out for a minute and figure out my life. Everybody waited. Half of the congregation went and found a place to go without their Reverend Clarkson. He went to the Catholic Church and said, hey, American Catholic Church, I want to get a divorce. Can you help me out? And they said, yeah. He's like, okay, cool. I'm going to build a church. And because he owned all this land here, he built the church right on that land over there that stands there today. And he took half the congregation with him. So, and if you go look after tonight's meeting, you'll see it. It's a very, very small chapel. This church out here then changed its name to St. Mary's and got a new reverend, because the Episcopalians were like, hey man, we're going to stay in our own place of worship. So basically you had 2 congregations divided, and the Reverend Clarkson set up shop over there. Now, that's the 2 St. Francis's. In 1939, St. Mary's, which is what the church became and was built over there, they decided to build this room. And it was a big deal to build this room because it cost a lot of money to build something on the side of the hill. It cost $11,000 to build this room. That's a lot of money.
In those days.
Oh my God, yeah. So this was built in the shadow of the great first St. Francis, and then it was St. Mary's, but it started to crumble, that building over there. So in 1958, the new St. Mary's that you see, that we park on each side, was built. And the congregation was happy, and they got this land as well. In the 1970s, this out here was basically demolished because it was starting to crack and the foundation was going. So they decided to demolish it and make it into a meditation garden. And they call it the Ruins. Because they spent so much money on this place, I'm pretty sure it's gonna stay here for a really long time. Now, the Reverend Clarkson also had the cottage that the mean church ladies sometimes That cottage was actually Reverend Clarkson's wife's, and he also owned that part of the land. So if you take a really good look at the campus of St. Mary's, the Catholic Church is actually like squeezed in all around it, which I find really interesting because if you know anything about land property and trust, you know, he had a good piece of land here that he sold off little by little. And with that said, I'm telling you guys all of this because the next time you walk in here, I hope that you think about other stories that have happened on this property. And the next time you're walking down the street, what stories have happened in houses and homes, different congregations, and just in life. So I hope you enjoyed my little tale. And I'll let you go. Thank you.